All right, we're recording.
So there's not a flake on it on this side. I've already set up a ridge right there. So I need to grind it a little bit, and then.
And this is the same red jasper?
It's a little bit different piece. It's a little coarser actually. Now, it might be hard to see. That one got me in the face.
So you're flaking up.
Yeah, I'm kind of moving them over a little bit because you can see where they're kind of hinging right there. Just trying to get over so I could. Now this one you won't be able to see because
broke up.
It broke.
Freeform.
Here, I'll get another piece.
All right. All right, so we're gonna work on a piece of alibate now. If you had started, broke the tip off.
Yeah, it was getting there thin enough. It just operator error. It was getting a little narrow anyways. Now with this, as soon as it is, I just pull them on these. I really don't need my legs. If it was a little heavier, what I'll use my legs as a vise.
And so you got is that your thumb on the back side?
On the back here.
And what do you have under it?
Nothing.
Nothing at all?
My finger kind of sits under it, but unfortunately, when I do this, I see where I'm going until I slide my thumb over it. You can see those. I don't know if you can see it with this colorful.
Yeah, now I can.
It's continuing to go down and thin it.
Yep. I guess when you're getting close to the finish point, you don't do much random flaking. You base tip or tip to base, so you have a good scar pattern, I would guess.
I don't even worry about it. I don't worry about a scar pattern.
You don't?
Nah. Only on stuff like Edens and stuff like that. Well, I'm at it. I think the reason why, I broke the tip on this, but the other reason why I think I abandoned it, it had a little shelf in it that I'll take them from the top, from the bottom. So those.
And so you're pushing into the rock, though.
Right. It's like pushing like 90% in and then 10% up.
Okay.
Those were pushing from there up to there. You can see where they were lipping on me.
Yep.
So we'll start on this.
And I noticed you're not working with an ultra sharp tip.
Nah. That's kind of, I don't really need that real sharp tip. It kind of puts too much energy in one little bitty spot, and can have a tendency to put too much pressure there and crack it. Alright, what I'd like to do here is set up high this little bitty platform right there, if you can see it. I'd like to run it and clean up that mess on that other side.
Okay.
It's a little kind of crazy thing to do in this stage of the game. Yeah, I got it off.
Wow.
There was most of it, and then there's another little piece there. Clean some of that lip off.
Yeah.
So it basically went from there to there.
Wow.
Got it.
On a really thin piece.
Yeah, it's pretty thin.
Good Lord.
And where I break them, like I did on that first one, is holding it in my hand, flexing it that way.
Wait a minute, I couldn't see.
I would. You kind of have a gap there between the fingers. Push the thumb down, snaps
okay.
it.
Yeah,
that's what
bridging between your fingers.
Trying to give it that support that it needs. So I've never made a what are they called, turning points? But this kind of could be like one. Sorry, got a little high spot right there on the tip. Alright. So we'll come across this face. Real gentle, right? You know who I learned this from, don't you?
From Richard.
Richard. I was 22, 23 years old, and I was in archaeology, and they had somehow talked Richard to come down and do a flint knapping demonstration while we were doing an archaeological dig. And I watched Richard and said, I think I can do it that way. I darn near cut off my pinky finger trying to teach myself. So I kind of watched what he did. Got me some gloves. And I liked it.
Well, we were over there using the rocker jig.
Yeah.
And I was telling him I was really wanting to video you and he doing a small point. He said, well, you know where you learned that from?
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny.
He says, I'm the one that told him how to do it.
Yeah. I was supposed to be working that day, and Dr. Hester said, hey, you can go watch him. They didn't get any work out of me that day. I know it's kind of hard to see right now.
I was gonna say, I know that I don't want you to drive a flake into your thumb,
Right.
but if you would, before we get through, take your hands out of your gloves and actually hold it as if you, and just show how you support it, because it is difficult to see with the gloves on.
Yeah. What we'll do is we'll get a bigger flake and do it that way. And that way you'll be able to see it. You know, I don't know what it is about me and trying to work this pretty rock. Alabates is some fickle stuff. All the different colors have different textures, which make it harder to knap.
Do you heat treat your alabate yourself?
Mm-hmm.
I take mine to 470. How hot do you take yours?
Oh, I throw it in there with my West Texas rock, 420, 430, sometimes 450, just depending on what I'm cooking.
Yeah. Now you don't actually find alabates out there where you're at, do you?
I've brought some rocks in that people told me is alabates, but I know it's not.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, we were in Arizona this summer on vacation at, what was the name of that place? The museum? Amarin. And they have a Folsom point made out of alabates they found in Arizona.
Well,
really,
I've read that they found points all the way from down into Central America all the way to Mexico. I mean to Canada. They were made out of alabates.
Boy, don't mess up now, right?
Yeah.
Don't mess up now. You're commenting about my tip not being real sharp. What I do is I'll turn it a little bit to the side and just work one edge of it rather than straight on. So I still get a sharp edge.
So is that a squared tip or is that a rounded tip?
It's rounded.
Rounded?
It's whatever shape. I'm a pretty lazy napper, so it's pretty much whatever it is when I start working it.
Some people hammer them out square, you know. So.
Yeah. I just kind of try to, usually when I have time, I'm so excited I don't want to spend time prepping my tools. which can be a downfall, especially when you're doing, like with me, I will sharpen the point more if I'm making Edens or something like that. That was funny, a little piece, whole little piece just fell off the lateral edge. Gum elevates.
Wow. Can't believe you can push that hard on it and it not break on you. I guess it's pushing in is what keeps it from breaking, huh?
You can get real rough with them. You won't see someone who gets rough and makes some really fantastic little points is John Kernan. He'd come down the ranch and stay with me. He would wail on them. And he uses very, very, very fine tools. There we go. So this still has a little shelf on it. Garnet elevates. So that's where we're getting.
I'm hearing that Richard's about to come up with a rocker jig that you put between your fingers to do this with.
Tell you what, those ones I made small points like that with that indirect.
Uh-huh.
You'd be surprised how well it
Oh, that
works.
works real good. That's the only thing I've really tested it on is the little stuff, and it will
Works
drive
on
a
that little
flake.
stuff. I mean, miniature platform, miniature.
Yeah.
So you can take them flakes off.
That's a pretty fine abrader, I would guess. Yeah, it's not the real coarse type.
You know why I used that fine abrader?
Because that's what you have?
That was what was there. Yeah. I can use a rough one. You just
Well, I can see one thing. I'm going to have to buy batteries before deer season.
Oh,
I charged both these before I left the house. And this one, when I put it in, it showed 53 minutes. Now it's showing 10 minutes.
should I talk faster?
No, you're fine. I talk pretty slow. If you talk much faster than you're talking, I probably couldn't understand
This
you.
is about as fast as I talk.
Yeah, me too.
Sometimes Jennifer needs a translator. I told her about the neighbor that caught the line the other day. Did I tell you about that?
Yeah.
She said, line? I said, yeah, he caught a line. I think she thought like a clothesline. But then I realized I kind of used the same word for both. I wished I could get that make out of that is a dadgum long. I found 2 of them like this when I was a younger man. Livermore.
A Livermore? I don't even know what that is.
Looks like a Christmas tree. West Texas style point.
Is it serrated?
Some of them are. Yeah, some of them are. Some of them aren't.
like a, you know, what do they call Stocktons? They're long, skinny points that have real sharp serrations, distinct serrations.
Toy would be nice out of this.
I'm gonna stop it for just a minute.
There we go. Now yeah, that new one of them was going to hinge. There's too much of a dip in there. There we go. All right. Thing about a Livermore is the tip is alternately beveled.
But the back edge of the point is supported by the thumb.
I'm pushing with this thumb.
Yeah, and
I'm pushing in.
Yeah, same hand that you're holding the flaker in.
And now, since it's getting so small, I don't have to use my legs as a vise to create extra energy. I'm pretty much just pulling them off with my wrist, action in my wrist. And there's that darn spot again, coming out. So I'm gonna do that. That'll get rid of some of it, not all of it. You ever done that when it starts having a flaky spot? You go, instead of angling right in, you shoot it at a 45?
Yeah, from the side of it, from each side of it.
Yeah, shoot it down instead of straight in.
Yeah.
Get rid of that.
Yeah. See, I don't ever have much luck on that.
Okay. You have to make them really narrow, Keith, on these. Make them really narrow to look correct. ¿Qué horas son? Okay, thank you.
Now, it looks like you're supporting the back of your flaker against your right leg, and you're actually pushing the point into the flaker with your left hand a little bit.
That might be.
Because the end of your flaker is kind of buried up in your right leg.
I might be a little bit. I've never really thought about
How you get
exactly how I get it done. And what I'm explaining to you is how it feels to me, and so that what I'm explaining, interestingly enough, might not be accurate to what I'm actually doing. I know one thing. Darn thing getting little, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it's that fellow down there talking to Jason. All right, you might want to
Stop it
stop for a minute.
And this is with the horseshoe nail, right?
Mm-hmm. It's too sharp, too dull right here. I can feel it, so I'm going slow. It's way too dull.
The horseshoe nail is?
The chert is.
Okay.
that grinder going over it.
So it's over abraded. That's what you mean by dull.
I'm probably one of the worst teachers that there is out here when it comes to napping. I never learned the terms. I just sat out by a windmill and did it.
I say the wrong stuff all the time. Come on, camera, focus.
I hate my eyesight's leaving me.
How old are you?
Be 44 here directly.
Yeah. It's gonna get better.
Yeah.
Your glasses are gonna get more and more powerful.
You're gonna get thicker.
Yeah.
Make one little bitty here on here.
Is Dennis still over here? Jen,
Pardon? What?
is Dennis still standing over here?
I hear him over here somewhere.
Dennis Lee?
I can't repeat what he's saying.
Oh, I was going to explain to him the distinguished guest tag.
Watch out, you're in DG territory.
Uh-huh.
Keith is afraid to even smile because he's holding the camera.
This is a highfalutin area over here.
I don't even know how to play the flute. There we go. Okay. I was at the ranch one day checking for sign, and I walked up to a rock shelter, and I found a Livermore sitting in a javelina print about this long, and it wasn't broke.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
Piece pop out on you?
No. Livermores aren't notched, they're stem points.
Okay.
But I just took a picture.
Yeah, Malabates. Not the best for making these type points. So we're gonna have to change this game up a little bit. This old Alabates is wanting to hinge on the base as I'm going in. And I'm gonna have to remove a few. See how it's starting to hinge there?
Yeah.
Now this can get kind of dangerous, kind of quick, kind of stupid. Gloves on.
So you'll have to try to pull one,
Have to pull them back up to the top.
try to get the hinges pieces out of there.
I didn't know you were still here. Got that one. that one. Wouldn't mind getting one more. Yeah, there we go. It's still a little thick, but that'll make a big difference. Come on, there you go. I'll want a hinge on the other side too. Probably. When I'm really blowing and going and in the arrow point mood, I can make some of them in as short as 25-30 minutes. Because the reason why I know that is I had to meet the school bus one day for my boys, and I said I only have 30 minutes. And I sat down from start to finish, made a beautiful Perdiz point, and still had time to fill up my iced tea glass before I drove to the bus stop.
I saw a guy one time, I was over at the slab in Kinley, and I saw a guy running a sluice in January.
Yeah, over there in Kingsland.
But he said it's flower going over there.
Yeah, that's all it's out there. You gotta really be hard at it to find that.
It didn't look like the kind of thing that I'd have the patience to do much of.
To me, making arrowheads is like mowing the yard. If you really want to spruce up that yard, you got to weed eat it too. Make it even, make it symmetrical,
Yep.
and that's where a lot of people want to stop.
Some people find it nuggets here and there, but most of them flour.
I guess as long as it's just a hobby, it's all right.
It's a hobby. No one's making the sell, they go right to the do something besides sit and watch TV.
Yeah, people do too much of that nowadays.
Can you even tell what I'm doing, Keith?
Yes, sir. If this comes out, I can remember I'll burn a extra disc. The next time I see you, I'll bring it to you.
Yeah, maybe you can get up to Johnson City again.
Yeah. Either that or I could get your address and I could just mail the thing to you.
All right, so do I want to take another pass at it? I know I would at home. Might not at home. I think what I'll do is take a pass. Yeah, I gotta take another pass at it.